And we're streaming around the world on GuardianTalkRadio.com and on your radio dial 96.9. It's Wednesday and we focus on the way we relate and our relationships as we prepare for the relaunch of Matters of the Heart coming this summer. Excited about that, but even more excited about my special guests in studio today. Our conversation, how does teamwork help the marriage dream work? Or in other words, how does teamwork help the marriage dream to work? I know I've made it a very interesting point to begin our conversation today, because as we look at a community in transition, a country in transition, one of the things that we've come to appreciate is how important relationships are. No matter how far we are, no matter what part of the Bahamas or what part of the world we've come from or visiting, going to, relationship and relationships is germane to life. My special guests today is Mr. and Mrs. Roll, and they're going to share their journey, the things that they have learned, and then also help embrace us as we address issues and matters of the heart, if you will, in our country today. Angelo and Simone, welcome to welcome to the Things That Matter.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brother Kirk.
Well, certainly one good place to start is the story that is Angelo and Simone.
Yes.
Today we're going to talk about how teamwork, how cooperation, and how being able to move through and past differences of personality and experiences, how to bring all these things together. I remember when I interviewed Dr. Monroe several years back, in fact, where he talked about how relationships, when two people come together, they bring their histories together.
Sure.
You have experiences, personalities, you have expectations, all these things factor into who that individual is. And when you have two persons that come together, there's a whole process of learning and working through, I would dare to say, like refining gold. Take care and take out the impurities. But first, help us to fully and more clearly appreciate the love story that is Angelo and Simone.
Well, Kirk, it all began some probably 14 years ago when I was working at my first job at the Venus Agency. Her mom worked at the same location where I worked, and she often would come by to visit her mom, and you know, I would stand off from a distance and just view her beauty from a distance.
Yes.
And something came within me and say, that lady right there, she is going to become your wife. I say, wow. And after I got that revelation, I continued to stand afar off and just to be amazed at how beautiful she was and how she carried herself. Because I was always particular in a person that I would choose to be my wife. And so after I developed the courage and the inspiration to confront her, to let her know how I felt, it was sort of an easy transition for me. I caught her in a position by herself, and I was like, you know, hi, my name is Angelo, and I've been watching you for a while, and I would like to get to know you better. And she was like in this haste because she was going to work. Mm-hmm. And I say, okay, I see that you're busy, so here's my phone number. Call me when you have the opportunity. And it's been, I believe, some months or weeks since when she called.
It's been a month.
Yeah, it's been a month.
So you took a month before you called?
Before I called, yes.
And I even kind of forgot that I gave her my number. Because of the length of time that it took for us to reunite. And after she called, she was like, hey, you know, how you doing? I was like, okay, how are you? You know, this is Simone, you know, my mom works at. I said, oh, what's up? And I mean, I started to rap and chat. I mean, I don't know where the inspiration came from, you know. They say, you know, when you have sugar on your lips, I had all kind of sugar on my lip during that telephone call.
And it's interesting, Simone, it took a month for you to call. Was that by design? Is that a rule?
No, it's It's because of where I've been. I've been in a really bad relationships, and I kind of put a wall up because I didn't want to go through it again, being hurt. I've been hurt so many times in the past, and I don't know what to say. I just wasn't interested at the time.
So a month later you decided, well...
And then, actually, a month later I came across his number.
Somewhere there.
By happenstance, and I talked with him, and, you know, it was instantly that I said, you know what, this guy is really, he's different. He's different from the guys that I spoke with, you know, the guys, I mean, he went so deep inside of things. Everything that he spoke about, it never was at the surface of things. It was always at a different level, and I just fell in love with that. And we talked sometimes 4 or 5 hours while he's on the job. We talked.
How long did he stay on that job?
You ain't supposed to say that.
And we talked every day, and I think it was like probably another month later before we even went out.